Hi, my name is Armand Vanderlinden. I am Belgian, and my background is into electronics and telecommunications. In 2008, I went to Strasbourg, where I'm now working, and I'm now in charge of the enterprise telephony services of the Parliament. Our unit is responsible for three main services here in Strasbourg. So we are running the telecom services. Julie, my colleague, is responsible for the mobile telephony. I'm responsible for the fixed telephony. Our service is also providing the video conferencing systems, the TV distribution, the cabling of the staff, so the connection to the network, which is called the patching. And then we have a different service which is run by Vincent Pirot, and he's responsible for the individual equipment of the staff in the offices. So they install and remove and repair the PCs, the printers, all that kind of equipment. And then we also have Jean-Luc Princel, who is working in the team of the vote, and they run the electronic vote system during the sessions. We have a front office responsible for the provisioning of the services. So they basically they configure the telephones for the staff, and behind that we have a team of engineers, and we are configuring the system. We connect the telephony of the Parliament to the carriers, and also we train the front office. We test new solutions. We talk a lot with the engineering department of ArcNet, and we implement what we call the low-level design, which is the particular design of the Parliament. Specific to Strasbourg this time is the anticipation of the needs of the session. So we try to be ready for the session, have all the basic services up and running, because during the session people are normally running in a kind of emergency mode, so they need it fast, you know. We are also here to prepare the special events. We also try to help all the people who don't have permanent staff in Strasbourg. It can be an LSA, it can be a representation of one of the 28 countries, because they have offices in Strasbourg but they have no staff permanently here. So if they need an intervention in their office, they call us usually. It's also the case for the European Commission, for the Council. First of all, it's a technical job, which is my training, in fact. I'm an engineer at the basis, so I like to do some technical work. But what's really interesting about my job is that it's not always the same thing. I mean, we are doing all sorts of things. We try to be ready for anything, in fact. Anything that can be necessary for the session. And my background as an LSA and then as a telecom engineer gives me a lot of perspective, so I can help a lot of people. The typical week is the week of the part session, because then we have usually meetings. We see our bosses here, and they come in Strasbourg, so we have meetings with them. And after the meetings, of course, we receive a lot of work. So, and then when the session is over, then we start doing the real job. Well, I have a family, a wife, 2 kids. They are teenagers now. I have a hobby. I'm flying small airplanes, which I do as much as I can, depending on the weather, of course. And I'm used to fly in Alsace. I'm going to Germany, to the Alps as well. And I'm also a member of a French association called Interaction, and we give basic training about the design of small airplanes. Well, when the building, the Louis West building, was built, it was built very close to the river and to the groundwater, you know. And we also have infrastructure in -3 and -4, and sometimes the water is flooding over a few centimeters the -4, and there we have a lot of cabling for the telecom. And the first time I had to do a site survey over there, I came back and I had my shoes wet, my socks wet, and my feet were wet. So I decided to improve my equipment, and I'm now having a pair of boots in my office just in case, you know.